Joining us now to discuss this, former Chief Medical Examiner of Palm Beach County, Florida, and forensic pathologist Dr. John Maricchini, and criminal defense attorney Sara Azari with us. Dr. Maricchini, first to you, these autopsy results revealing that the cause of death here was manual strangulation. How does a coroner determine that?
Well, manual literally means from the hands. So usually a medical examiner coroner would have evidence based on what's on the skin. In other words, fingernail marks and so forth.
Okay, so that's sort of the indication there. And Sara, I wonder for you, learning that manual strangulation, seems to be conclusive there. What does that tell you about the circumstances of Gabby Petito's death?
Yeah, Brianna, what this tells us is that this was a crime of passion, that it was between two individuals who knew each other, who were in a relationship with one another. In this case, in this context, that would be Brian Laundrie. We don't know of any other suspects. And so it's key because it shows that there was no premeditation, that there was no planning. And it's also consistent, Brianna, with how and where Gabby's body was found. She wasn't buried, she wasn't hidden, she was at a campsite, which again indicates spontaneity. So this is unfortunately a classic, domestic violence gone too far. And this happens a lot in relationships with domestic violence where things get escalated and a partner dies. And so I think it tells us a lot about potentially Laundrie's culpability here.
And so, if you can talk a little bit, Doctor, about the DNA here. We know that the coroner sent DNA from the crime scene to the FBI. What are they looking for? What are they maybe trying to even exclude here?
Well, obviously they'll look for DNA that's foreign to not just the victim, but to the subject of interest. And also, where is the DNA? Because if it's just on the surface of the skin, it has less value in proving an assault than if it's deeply embedded under nails, especially a fingernail that might be broken or partially broken. So it's not just what is the DNA, who is the DNA, but where is the DNA that will help them in their investigation.
Sara, do you think, even officially, I don't know if in actuality this changes how law enforcement is relating to Brian Laundrie, but do you think that this should officially change how they're seeing him in this case?
Well, Brianna, he's been called a person of interest, but that has no legal definition. We talk about subjects, targets, and suspects, and Laundrie is most definitely a suspect and a fugitive. So we can call him a person of interest, and like as lawyers or the family lawyers said, he's missing. No, he is a suspect. The idea here is that there has been for several weeks plenty of probable cause to charge Laundrie in this homicide. And the fact that he has not been charged in this homicide is simply because of strategy. Authorities need to get their ducks in order before they, issue an affidavit for an arrest warrant and present their case to a grand jury. Otherwise, attorneys like I will walk in and eviscerate the witnesses and the evidence and dismantle the prosecution's case. So the opportunity is there while they're looking for Laundrie. They have an arrest warrant for him on that unrelated, federal offense. It gives them an opportunity to conduct a full and complete investigation, go through this DNA analysis, and rule out other suspects. Because remember, yes, we're looking at Laundrie, we're almost sure it's Laundrie, but the authorities still need to do a proper investigation and rule out potential other suspects. And so they can arrest him. They can question him on the homicide because he does not get Mirandized on that. He's not charged with a homicide, and he might actually freely speak to authorities about his role in this offense. So it's really just strategy, not because there's insufficient probable cause.
All right, look, we'll see if that does affect things here. Sara, thank you so much, Dr. Maricchini. Appreciate it.